we continue our journey in pawn structures, reading another game from the introduction of this wonderful book written by Andrew Soltis. The work on watching pawn structures is fundamental for the chess player who care to improve, because after you have read a book like this one, you are able to understand the position and the major themes of attack, counter-attack, how to neutralize, how to defend, and so on and so forth. But if you don't read a book like this, you will not understand anything. So there are many books about pawn structures. I believe Soltis is really a great writer, but we will see also other authors that describe pawn structure. So don't worry, we will discover much more. We will see how different authors explain themselves and teach us. Okay, so here it shows us a game between Tomashevsky and Ganguly, played in Moscow 2007. Tomashevsky begins with knight f3, d5, c4, attacking the center, d takes c4, e3, knight f6, bishop takes c4, e6, strangely blocking this, queen e2, c5, castle, a6. This gives you an idea that black wants probably to play this and this. Rook d1, b5. As you can see, I never saw, and this is my fault, okay? I never read the book. I bought the book because I knew that Andrew Soltis is really great. Is a really great teacher, and I love him. Unfortunately, my life is like everyone else, complicated, and I don't have the time to read all the books I love and buy. But I love the books, okay? And so I'm reading them with you. I hope you will enjoy them too. Obviously, some things I know them because I have played a lot of tournament chess, and so immediately I recognize what's going on the chessboard and what will happen next. But in any case, the insight of a grandmaster like Soltis is amazing, and I love it, honestly. Okay, so sorry if sometimes I jump forward with some things that then happen over the board. Bishop b3, bishop b7, logical, right? Because at a certain point this is the thing, with this move he block this bishop. So what do? You need to develop it. So that's why a6, b5 and bishop b7 made sense. But what makes sense is that we notice this kind of maneuver because we will use it in our own games. Okay? So just remember this, as you will notice the counter maneuver, a4, that start to attack this pawn structure, right? b4, d3, knight c6, knight b, d2, queen c7, knight c4, and knight g4. This knight g4 is particularly interesting because it aims at this defender. If black can remove a defender, here there is a kind of checkmate pattern, okay? Immediately white blocks it, g3. Knight g e5, knight f takes e5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, and queen takes e5. Here there is a diagram. and it says white to play. Now it means that you need to think here, okay? Here it says the position seems at least equal for black because his pieces have greater mobility and white's king side seem weak. For example, if white plays this, boom, there is this and the checkmate is here, right? So you must be very, very careful on what you play. And so, nothing. So here it says the white king side seems weak, but it is not equal. The position for Soltis is not equal. So what, and this is the thing, you know, you do a lot of tactics, but in reality, in real chess games, there are not always tactics. There are some decisions that will make your position worse or better. So you need to decide which move makes the position worse or better based on the needs of a position. In this case, the problem is this, right? That we saw that he could do something like that and it's terrible for us. How do we avoid it? Well, the answer is E4, boom, blocking everything. That's nice, right? And here it says, the structure gives white a strong plan. And honestly, I thought it immediately. I thought, tack, because you expand. When you expand, you gain space, you eliminate the enemy possibility to move his pieces, so you make it less strong, right? And here it's probably the idea to play this move, because if it opens, you are going to attack this directly. So E4 is clearly a great move. And why this F5 is good? Because there is also this that is pointing at it, right? Okay, so let's see what happened. After E4, black played rook C8. He's trying probably to close that bishop, but as you can see, white immediately understands the importance of that bishop. Like in the previous game that we saw, Short played bishop c4 to avoid to exchange the queens. Here you need to play bishop c4 to avoid that black push this pawn and blocks the diagonal, because you want to continue the attack here through this maneuver. Okay? So that's why bishop c4 is important. Bishop e7, f4, boom, queen c7, rook f1, and now there is bishop f6. But the problem, as you can see, is that the king is still in the center. That's not a good idea, right? He made this thickness in front of this kind of shield in front of the king disappear with this move, and then he still has the king in the center. And Ganguly is a grandmaster, right? He's a great Indian grandmaster. Interesting, very interesting. How he didn't practically evaluate the position correctly. That's interesting, right? f5. And what happened? Obviously you cannot play e takes f5 because it would be a loss, and so you play e5, right? But playing e5, you have made this bishop a pawn. So that's kind of interesting, right? And now it comes again another idea, no? Now that this bishop is kind of passive, but you want to continue the attack on the king side, obviously there will be the need, through preparation, to push those pawns too. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, let's see what Grandmaster Salty says. Okay, this is a losing position. Losing because the structure allows white to overload the king side with pieces. The trend continued with bishop e3, queen e7, h4, castle, rook f2, king h8, rook e f1, rook f d8, and rook g2. Like I told you, he wants to do this because it's gonna be a mess, but he needs in some way to protect that, I think. Let's see how he does it. Seeing how hopeless his chances would be after queen h5 and g3, g4 or g5, black became desperate and played rook d4. That's interesting. Bishop takes d4, e takes d4, and lost after queen h5, rook f8, because there are two pieces now on there, g4, g6. Notice, now think for a second why black cannot play bishop take h4, because there is rook h2 and then it's a problem, right? So g6, queen h6, and here there is g5. H takes g5. That's interesting. So, and here the game ended, because if black takes, it seems that white plays this. So let's say black plays this, white plays this, you play this. What does oh well, okay, I think things start to really go bad for black here at this point. Probably the game is kind of over, huh? Notice that he can start to do this. So okay, so that's why the game is over here. Very interesting game, not even very long. As you can see, the amazing effectiveness of the selection of games made by Grandmaster Saltis is unique. I really love what he shows, because they are clear. They are clear examples that we can enjoy. So I really hope that you also will get this book and study it.